What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to my show. This your boy Tone. This my show in the zone. Uh, got a little quick one for y'all today. Of course, we got a big day in sports today. Big week. The NCAA college basketball tournament, of course, gets underway. Of course, we had the first four teams get in already. That little the four games they have to start the tournament. They call it the opening round, but whatever, it is what it is. They already played those games. Syracuse won. North Carolina Central. I forgot the four teams. Who cares though? Because none of those four teams are gonna win the championship. So not too many teams even give a fuck about who was in those four games. I don't even remember, obviously, because I'm not. I mean, I have watched those games probably like once since they've been doing it. Like what, about 6, 7 years, however long they've been doing it. It seemed like it's still real new, and I don't like it. I think they should just keep it at 64 or whatever. Or if you're gonna put more teams in, make it like another tournament to get into the dance with more than just 8 teams or whatever. So yeah, I don't like that. But yeah, that's just one thing we get on today. Also, we got the NFL free agency going on, just getting underway last night. I mean, yesterday. A lot of big signings and trades and things have been happening already in the NFL offseason, which is another thing I always look forward to. Every sport, I like seeing player movement and players getting they dough, getting what they deserve. But some of them don't deserve, but some of them get it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins becomes the first NFL player, I believe, to ever get his contract fully guaranteed. Signs a 3-year, $84 million fully guaranteed contract with the Minnesota Vikings. Which to me is, I don't know. I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan, so a lot of people already know that about me. I always kind of bash dude. He's okay. He not no star quarterback. He not gonna lead your team to no championships. I don't believe. And Minnesota has a good team though. Still, like he has a lot of players around him that can help him. Um, but I mean, we seen him have that in Washington a couple years back with Deshaun Jackson, Garcon, Jordan Reed, and all those guys, and they wasn't able to win. I mean, they got to the playoffs, but they wasn't able to win a championship, of course, which is every team's main goal. You look at Minnesota too; they got one game away from getting to that Super Bowl this season with Case Keenum as they starter for what 14 regular season games in the playoffs. So I mean, Minnesota could be that one piece that they think and they might have been needing to get them over that hump, but I don't know. I don't believe in Kirk Cousins. Um, I think they would. I mean, I think the contract is kind of expected. Like the 3 years is not a long time to try to stick with your quarterback like that. And you've seen what Kirk Cousins has done this time in Washington. He's better than average. I'll give him that. But I mean, he not no all pro quarterback, and he not gonna be the guy, be the reason for you winning the championship or something like that. I'm just gonna leave it at that on that Kirk Cousins thing. Another player that is tied into that, of course. I gotta go to the old San Francisco 49er, former Kansas City Chiefs quarterback and 49er quarterback Alex Smith, former number one overall draft pick, finds his way into getting traded from the Chiefs to the Redskins this season. He'll be the new starting quarterback for those guys. Um, I mean, if you know me too, you probably know how I feel about Alex Smith too. It's pretty much the same as Kirk Cousins. Like he's a better than average quarterback in the NFL, but he's not gonna lead your team to the NFL championship or even to a Super Bowl. I don't think so. I mean, it's gonna be a trip to see that the NFC East has some nice teams in it coming up. Philadelphia is pretty good. Of course, they just won a Super Bowl. The Dallas Cowboys, they're a good team, even though they had a bad season. I think the year before, I don't think they are as good as they were the year before last, but I think they are somewhere in the middle of last year and the year before. So, they're a serviceable, possible 9-10 win team if they have everything right and all their players healthy and everything. Washington Redskins with Alex Smith now. Uh, I don't know, man. It's gonna be funny to see how they can, if they're gonna improve their offense or improve. I think one thing that they were looking at was the turnovers from Kirk Cousins. Like, even though he didn't have a lot last year, but he kind of turns the ball over. He definitely does more than Alex Smith. I think he had like only 5 interceptions last year, a couple fumbles or something like that. So I mean, he will do that for you. Take care of the football, get your team in good, good scoring position most of the time. But yeah, we gonna see who comes out better on that. I think Washington kind of, I don't know. To me, I felt like Kirk Cousins probably should have stayed in Washington, or Washington should have paid him. I think they didn't want to pay him the money that he was looking for. And Alex Smith, they might feel like is an upgrade. So I don't know. We gonna see. He is older. So that's one thing I look at. Cousins, I think about 27, 28 or something. Still, he's a young quarterback. So yeah, man. That's That's those two teams right there. Get them two out the way. The Cleveland Browns, man. I gotta talk about the Cleveland Browns just a little bit, man. They've been making moves. A couple names I just was peeping. Of course, the former 49er Carlos Hyde goes out there, signs with them. They make a trade for Jarvis Landry, the good young receiver from Miami. I mean, from the Dolphins. Gets traded over there to them. Landry, he's a good possession receiver, and slot. He can move him. You can move him around and get him the ball a lot of places, but he's not like that deep threat, or he doesn't get a lot of touchdowns at all. So I mean, it's gonna be, I don't know. I do want to see what they do with Josh Gordon, if they keeping him too, and if they gonna, the young kid Corey Coleman too. They had a couple good receivers on their team already. And Landry might be able to open it up a little bit more for those guys. And also the young tight end they got too, Joku from the U. They got him too. They also just signed Brait, re-signed him back. I mean, not Brait. That's the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers just signed dude. What else? Oh yeah, Tyrod Taylor too, the other player that they got in a trade from the Buffalo Bills. Tyrod Taylor, he's okay. He's not great, but I mean, he's better than what the Cleveland Browns have had in the past. 20 plus years probably. So I think they are still gonna draft a quarterback with one of those top 2 picks. They have number 1 pick overall, and they have the number 4 pick. And I think is no doubt in my mind at all. I'm not even gonna say I think. I'm pretty sure they're gonna take a quarterback with one of those 2 picks. I'm gonna get into that a little bit too before I leave, but because I do think that they should take Saquon Barkley number 1. I am gonna just, matter of fact, I don't even gotta talk about that too much. I'm gonna just say that shit now. The Cleveland Browns should take Saquon Barkley number 1. I know they just signed Carlos Hyde and all that, but Hyde has had some injury concerns in his career too. And when you can get a player like a player that looked like he can be like a star from day one coming to the NFL and really, probably come in here and come in and dominate. And you look what, like I said a couple weeks back, what Leonard Fournette did, like Ty Gurley, those guys, what they do, they high draft picks as running backs, and they've been very productive in their career so far. Like Gurley a couple seasons, 3 seasons now I think in, and Fournette after a very good rookie season. And he missed a couple games, but he still played real good. Got Jacksonville all the way almost to the Super Bowl. So, you know, real good young backs right there. I think Barkley is in that line with those guys, and possibly could be as good or better. So I think whoever doesn't take dude in that, the first couple picks, because he's not going to last past their second pick. I'll say that for sure. He wouldn't he wouldn't go past number 4 in that draft. So I think Cleveland Browns should take him number 1 overall. But we'll see about that. They also did just speaking about the Browns, Joe Thomas, long time all pro left tackle for those guys, just retired yesterday. Announced it. Great tackle. One of only bright spots that they've had for the last decade out there in Cleveland for that football team. But yeah, he's hanging them up. Good luck to him. I think he's gonna probably be a analyst at one of the NFL stations or the broadcast. You know what I'm saying? So good luck to dude. He had a real good career, even though his team couldn't win hardly at all. But whatever, it is what it is. Another couple trades I gotta talk about too, like the fucking Rams, man. The Rams go out there and try to really solidify that secondary with adding Aqib Talib and Marcus Peters, 2 all-pro cornerbacks, all-pro caliber cornerbacks. I really like that move for those guys. I don't like it for my team because I'm a 49er fan, but it is what it is, man. They made the big splash right there. I think they gave up a second and a fourth this year and a second next year for Marcus Peters, and I think they got Aqib Talib for a 5th round pick. So yeah, man, the Rams trying to make some moves. I ain't really peeping what else they did in free agency yet, but I'll check that out and let y'all know about that if y'all ain't seen it yet. Case Keenum joins the Denver Broncos too. That's another name right there. Of course, he just got the Minnesota Vikings to the NFC Championship game last season. Case Keenum definitely is an upgrade over Trevor Siemian and Brock Osweiler and who the other cat Paxton Lynch. Oh my God, dude is terrible, man. Terrible. But yeah. So I don't know. Case Keenum there with the Broncos. I gotta see if they keep both those receivers too. If they keeping Thomas and Sanders, it looks like they are. I seen a couple reports earlier before free agency started that they was gonna probably release one of those too. But I don't know about that. They do have like high salaries, so that's gonna be something to look at. But yeah, so I do, like I was saying too, I do like what the Rams did with Talib and Peters. I just keep looking at that too, cause like man, okay. I think they keep enjoying it too. Their safety, so they're gonna be pretty good. Pretty already good defense and stout. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be better. Have playmakers in the secondary too to make plays. Yeah. Another quarterback signing that I seen, Teddy Bridgewater. Him and Josh McCown actually both stay with the Jets, or Bridgewater joins the Jets and McCown stays with signs for a year. Teddy Bridgewater, hopefully the dude, I'm cheering for him. Hopefully he's able to bounce back from those terrible injuries he had, where he couldn't even come back till like late last season. He was out for like a year and a half almost. So So yeah, that's gonna be something to watch out for. The Jets definitely need more talent around him, though. Um, I don't like their offense at all. Like I like Robbie Anderson, the receiver, the fast receiver. I'm not sure if they even have him still, or if he's a. I think he's still under contract with those guys, but um, yeah, that's I don't know. Robbie Anderson, I think they getting a new one back, who was injured. I like him. I do like him as a young wide receiver talent. Those two guys, but pretty much everything else on the Jets was just I don't fuck with the Jets. They pretty terrible. um, Allen Robinson, or another wide receiver, signs with the Chicago Bears. Good move for those guys. Allen Robinson, of course, missed the whole season for Jacksonville with a torn ACL, so he's coming back. Gonna see how he's gonna be able to match up with Mitch Trubisky, and see if Trubisky can have that number one option wide receiver that he was kind of missing last year. You know, they had a couple of players that played cool. The young guy Meredith, Cameron Meredith, he played pretty well for them. Um, they got the speedster. So I can't. Kevin White, he still hasn't really been on the field yet. I don't believe. I think he played a little bit and got injured again last season. So I do want to see what he can do for those guys too. Another big name signing too, and this one right here, I think is gonna be real big for the Green Bay Packers. Um, Adding Jimmy Graham, of course, Aaron Rodgers. He has really had a good rapport with his tight ends. No matter who they been, when they had um, the other Rodgers, Richard Rodgers, they had back in the days of Michael Finley was real good with those guys. Yeah, the Packers. When you add a guy like Jimmy Graham on that offense, I think that's gonna open up a lot for Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying, and be able to use the middle of the field even more. Um, because I don't know, I think Jimmy Graham is still I mean, he still has a lot to give. He's I think it was the biggest mistake, like for the Saints, when they let him, when they traded him to the Seahawks. It was a mistake for both teams though, actually, because Jimmy Graham didn't fit in with the Seahawks. Really, he's not a blocking tight end at all. Like he get exposed every time you put him out there and try to even help out and chip on D lineman out there. He's not a good blocker. Um, he's really a wide receiver and a tight end body, which we hear that a lot. Big 6'6" guy though, man. 240, something like that. So the dude is a beast, man. You gotta respect him. In the red zone especially. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna love him there. I think that he's gonna at least get double-digit touchdowns this season from him, and that's gonna be a real good weapon for the Green Bay Packers, who is one of the NFL teams that I definitely hate. So ah, they did that though. Good signing for them. And now I gotta talk about my team, man. The San Francisco 49ers. Of course, the 49ers got a lot of money right now. They didn't sign Richard Sherman, who's coming off the two Achilles injury. We also gave Jimmy Garoppolo that fat contract, which I like. I love that actually. Garoppolo showed a lot of promise in his last 5 starts with the Niners. Just signed Jerick McKinnon too from the Minnesota Vikings. Um, I was talking to one of my partners yesterday about Jerry McKinnon. I like him. He cool, but I don't think he that every down guy. But with the offense, the way the offenses in the NFL are going nowadays. I think he's a good running back to have on your team, especially because he can catch the ball out the backfield. He's versatile, explosive. So I do like that signing. I think we still got Matt Breida and Joe Williams too in that backfield. I think those two young backs are gonna have a good season, and I'm gonna be real excited to see what they can do even in the preseason coming up to see if they can solidify their two spots on the team. But yeah, I'm not even gonna stay too long on them requests because a lot of people be saying I'll be too biased on my teams, but whatever. It's my show in the zone. But yeah, the Niners, man, I think we definitely are going to the playoffs. We on that right track. We gotta make a great draft. I mean, we gotta have another great draft like last season. Um, Hopefully Lynch and those guys get the job done. Get my team back to where they supposed to be. But that's enough for the NFL right now. Let me go over here to this NCAA tournament right here. The tournament is definitely about to get going. Couple games about to come on right now. I got the Oklahoma and Rhode Island game. Of course, a lot of talk about this team not even maybe shouldn't have even got into the tournament, being the Oklahoma Sooners. They do have the star point guard Trae Young, who led the NCAA in points, in scoring, and assists. So I think that's the main reason why Oklahoma is even in the tournament, because they know people are gonna want to tune in to him. Uh, see what this guy who everybody been comparing to Steph Curry, want to see what he can do on a college level and see what he can do in this tournament. Even though he should have been in the NIT tournament, they might have won that or might have had more action because they might lose today to Rhode Island. That's what they're about to play. Uh, Oklahoma is a number 10 seed, I believe, and Rhode Island number 7. Yeah, and I will say I have not watched any Rhode Island games at all this season. I watched plenty of Oklahoma games, though. I watched at least about 10 Oklahoma games. And Oklahoma just is all Trae Young and nothing else. If he's not hitting it on fire and getting everybody else involved and getting a lot of assists, and they're not gonna win. And I think I actually have I'd imagine like 4 or 5 brackets though. I will admit that. But my main bracket that I do have, I got these guys going out like in the first round. I think Rhode Island about to beat them today. So I don't I really don't like when teams that I don't think deserve to even get into the tournament when they win games. Like Syracuse, I was just saying something a little bit about them. They won one of their first four games yesterday or something. So I think they play tomorrow. But they're another team that was in that I think can win another game in the tournament. Like, I think they could probably win their first round game. Forgot who they was playing. I ain't got it wrote down either. But yeah, I think they gonna be able to pull that off. But I'm not gonna talk too much about that because I'm finna get up out of here before this game starts. I just do want to mention my final 4 picks. These is my official final 4 picks too. Like, don't even worry about all my other brackets. This is the one that I'm looking at. I think UNC, North Carolina comes out, Arizona, Villanova, and Duke is my 4 final. And I hate Duke too. Everybody know I hate Duke, but they got a good team. They got NBA talent on that team and a great coach. So I think that they can get to the Final Four. I do have Villanova and UNC going back to the finals, meeting for the second time in 3 seasons. I think North Carolina is going to be back-to-back champions. It's not just a homer pick. I just like how they playing right now, and I think that they can get the job done. They had an experience, and they had I'm not even gonna say the coach because I'm not too big of a Roy Williams fan, but whatever, man. They play their style. They play the right style of play. They can be able to pull it off and win. They got bigs. They got good enough shooting most nights. I think they can win the whole thing. All four of those teams that I said though can win the whole thing. I think Arizona definitely with probably the number one overall draft pick, the big beast of a center, DeAndre Ayton. Love watching dude play. He's gonna be a talent, definitely in the NBA and an All Star. I think so. And then of course Villanova. You can't take nothing away from Villanova, who probably the overall number one, I believe. Uh, kid Jalen Brunson, real good point guard. I remember watching his daddy back in the days at Temple when he was playing with Eddie Jones and Aaron McKee and those guys. Rick Brunson, I think his name is Rick. But yeah, those dudes is gonna have a nice little time. I think Mikal Bridges too. I do like him too. Another team I'm looking out too for though that I didn't put in this Final Four is Michigan State. Of course, Michigan State every season in the tournament comes out, does their thing. They play their style. You know, they might match up with Duke. Thinking the Sweet 16. So that's gonna be something to watch out for. I think Arizona is gonna be able to knock out Virginia too. That's the first number one I got going out though. I think Virginia gonna be the first number one I see, or Xavier. I forgot. Xavier is not that. I'm not too big on them either. And I don't like all four of the number ones really. Villanova I think is the best number one. Uh, Kansas, I don't know about Kansas. I done watched them a few times, and I think I only caught them like on a bad games though. So I'm not really big on Kansas either. But yeah, I might as well just say it. Duke got a lot of NBA talent on that team. Bagley definitely is a beast and is gonna be a high lottery pick, top five, most definitely. Trayvon Duval, good young point guard. Wendell Carter, another beast inside for those guys. So Duke has a lot of the tools to, of course, and the dirtiest player in college basketball, Grayson Allen. So the dude is still a knockdown shooter though. So I mean, you got to worry about him too. So all four of those teams, those are the four teams I got that can win it all, and the four that I think is gonna be most likely in the Final Four too. Again, North Carolina, Arizona, Duke, and Villanova. And North Carolina winning it all against Villanova again. All right. And the last thing I'm finna get on right quick is a little bit about the NBA playoff races. The East kind of is looking like it's pretty locked up right now with the eight teams in here. They not, the positioning is not set, of course, but the Heat, I think, are about 6, 7 games ahead of number 9. I think the Pistons. I think there was the Pistons that was behind those guys, but the Pistons not gonna catch them. They've been struggling mightily since that first little couple games they had when Blake Griffin got there. They haven't been winning at all since that though. So that's the East, the 8 teams. That let me just go ahead and go through that right now. Number 1 right now, the Raptors, who are on a 9-game winning streak and playing a lot better than they have been playing. I always talk about that. I'm not no big fan of the Raptors, and I don't trust the Raptors, even though they playing a lot better this season, and looking like they might can at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals, probably. And that would be very hard too, though, if the seeding stay how they are right now. Cause right there in that number 4 spot right now is you got them Cleveland Cavaliers, right? So of course if that 4 or 5 matchup will play the winner of the 1-8, and Toronto right now is 1. If Toronto wins against the Heat or whatever, they'll be matched up against the winner of the Cavs and the Wizards. And I would pick either one of those teams to beat the Raptors. still, even though they playing as good as they are right now, NCAA tournament just tipping off. But yeah, man. So yeah, and the Celtics too. Kyrie Irving has a little slight injury right now. It's gonna be interesting to see how they manage that. Uh, but right now the Celtics and the Raptors, they kind of locked in that number. I mean, 1 and 2. The Celtics about 4.5 games out, and they are 6 games ahead of number 3. So they in a nice little spot. But the 3 through 8 is what 4.5 games separates those other 6 teams. So it's still gonna probably be a lot of movement there in seedings, and so we don't know the matchups yet, of course. Couple more, about 3-4 more weeks now, about another month to the season. So that's it's gonna be a nice little sprint to the finish right there. But the West, and this is what I really wanted to look at too, of course. The top 2 teams, they just like almost every season too. The top 2 teams in the West right now, the Rockets #1 in the NBA, and the Warriors, who only a game and a half out right now with all they injuries too, missing a lot of key players right now. Steph, Klay Thompson out. Dre didn't play last night, I don't think either. So yeah, those guys, I think they're gonna be in that second seed. I think in the NBA playoffs this season, I think it's gonna be the Rockets gonna hold on to that #1 spot in the West, and the Warriors will probably be #2, or they definitely will be #2, if not 1. Because the #3 seed, the Portland Trailblazers right now, who are on fire also and have the longest winning streak in the league, current winning streak at 10 games in a row. Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, of course, we all know about them. But the kid Nurkic and another guy, Al-Farouq Aminu, who a lot of people probably don't even pay attention to. I love how those guys are playing for them too right now, man. And I think that the Portland Trailblazers are they surprising a lot of people. Like, cause it always been like they need that third guy to step in. They made the trade last season for Nurkic, and he definitely helped them out and gave them that inside presence that they haven't had. And he's played real good for them this season too. So it's they right now are game and a half ahead of the Thunder at #4. All these teams are like so like match. I mean, they so in. It's like from 3 to #10 in the West. A 4 games, 4.5 games. So all of that can switch. And right now, the biggest surprises of all those is the San Antonio Spurs currently on the outside looking in. They are tied with the Utah Jazz right now, but they're in the #9 spot right now. So, and the Nuggets, the other team that's outside right now, but they both right there. Win 2-3 in a row. One of those other teams lose a couple in a row, and you right back in there. But yeah, the Pelicans too. That's another team I gotta mention. Anthony Davis, playing like an MVP, especially since DeMarcus Cousins has went out. He's been one of the best players in the league this season, no doubt. Minnesota also another one. They missing Jimmy Butler now. I think he's gonna be out for the rest of the regular season. They right there too. Those two got the same record, basically. So yeah, the Clippers too. That's a surprise. Definitely surprised that they got better when Blake Griffin got traded, which is I don't know, man. I mean, Blake Griffin, I don't know, and I don't know how many people ever heard me say it, but I said it a lot. Blake Griffin not a winner, man. Dude is not a winner. He a good player. He not a great player. He explosive when he want to be. It seemed like, and I don't know, man. He good. He not great, and I'm not gonna trust no team led by Blake Griffin to win me anything. That's you might win the dunk contest. And that was a fluke too. I ain't even like that shit. But whatever. Another team that's real close right now. They holding on to that number 8 spot is the Utah Jazz. Only seen them a few times this season, but I have been paying attention to the rookie a lot, Donovan Mitchell. I do like what they've been doing this season. Ricky Rubio too, also who I definitely hate as a player. Like I always anybody that knows me know I don't like Ricky Rubio. But Ricky Rubio has played good for Utah and giving them something that they haven't had, is like a steady point guard for them. So yeah, that's it, man. I'm finna get up out of here and watch these games today. Man, happy NCAA tip-off day, you know, man, March 15th. And it's my partners, a couple of my partners' birthday, man. Happy birthday to my boy Jason Yoki and my boy Kerwin Marshall, man, best friend. Been my best friend since like, what, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, man. So, man, right on. Y'all checking me out. I'm going to be back with another one probably on Saturday. Out of here in the zone.